So in the front, you'll have the driver, yeah? Then you'll have a cushion by where the handbrake is. So someone will be sitting there. Then someone will be sitting on his lap. Then there'll be another two. So basically, one's hanging out the window like this. And so half the body's out the window and the rest of the body's in. And then there's someone sitting there. And literally, like, I don't even know how the man's still be, like, able to change his gear sticks. I'm baffled.
Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Cindy, for those of you who haven't been here before. And today I'm being joined by my lovely, scrumptious lemonade of a fiance, Marcel. Today we're going to be talking about our different cultures and the challenges that we faced because we're from different places in the world. And hopefully this helps some of you out there, because we've had a few questions about what it's like being with someone from a different culture, and if you know you face any challenges in terms of like family accepting them and so on and so forth. So hopefully this helps. But yeah, so for those of you who don't know, I am from Africa. I'm from Cameroon. And Marcel?
Well, technically I was born here, but I'm from Jamaica, you understand?
He's British.
No, I'm not British. Well, I am British, but my parents are from Jamaica, my grandparents are from Jamaica. It stretches back to JA, so Caribbean, you get me?
Okay.
The first time I met Cindy's mum, I didn't really know that Cindy was African actually.
Yes, it's weird because people never guessed that at first. When they never ever used to guess that, and it was a bit confusing for me because I was like, I don't understand, what does an African person look like? Yeah,
like you always get remarks like, oh, I wouldn't think he was from Africa. You don't look African. Boy, sir, she had mercy, you know. Mercy upon them. Now listen, Cindy has very small tolerance to like
ignorant people.
Yeah, basically. I was one of them at first. I have to admit, I was definitely one of them.
Yes.
But yeah, so I didn't know she was from Africa. It didn't really make a difference to me. You know, we became close as friends and stuff. Same, Christian circles, if you want to put it that way. But then when I went to her house, not just me, by the way, a few of us. I met her mum and that, she had an African accent. Is it okay for me to say African?
Yeah, go on then.
She had a Cameroonian accent, but they all sound similar to me. But
what do you mean they all sound similar to you? What does that mean?
It means...
Who were they?
What do you mean they?
Who were they?
The African accent, so Nigeria, Cameroon,
you
Zimbabwe.
Realise all the different countries were?
Yes, exactly, within Africa, the continent,
so
which I'm
all,
very
all
aware
those
of.
different countries have the same accent?
I said they sound similar. I didn't say that they sound the same. I said they sound similar. If you hear a Jamaican and if you hear someone from Barbados, you'll realise they have similarities, but obviously there is a distinct difference.
Okay, but...
I'm not sure...
I agree.
Exactly. I'm not sure how much of a difference you can make between them. So anyway... Sure. So anyway, when I heard her mom speak, I was like, okay, she's from somewhere in Africa.
He's so proud he had one African friend.
Yo.
These times, Marcel.
One, no, I didn't, because
didn't
primary
have time
school.
for Africans.
No, listen, it's not that I didn't. Okay, let's all be honest, guys. Let's just be frank right now.
Let's be honest.
You understand? Let's not leave no stone unturned. Growing up,
racist.
No, it's not racist.
Racist.
It was a culture at the time. It was a society at the time.
Racist.
Growing up in England. For the 90s babies, yeah?
Birmingham.
Even for the 80s babies and early 2000s.
In Birmingham, specifically.
Not just Birmingham.
Well, that's where we're from, so...
Okay, then safe. Growing up, yeah, if you was called an African, that was the worst insult ever.
We went through hell, Like,
literally.
Like, going to school and you're African.
Hey.
What used to be like, you basically smell like doo-doo.
But there were certain smells that we...
No. There's no smell, bro.
The mothball smell. The mothball smell. No, it's true though. Listen, some.
Yeah, you know what?
No, okay. Don't get me wrong, because some Jamaicans had the mothball smells as well. But
you
would tend to find
African smell.
No, but they will put like mothballs in their suitcases and in their houses. I've seen it. I've seen it. No, I've actually seen it. Okay. Anyway, growing up, that's what I thought. They had the mothball smell. You get me? But for example, if someone said, your ABC, your African batter cleaner, that was like the worst. Most of the time it was more Kenyans, like you Kenyan or you Ethiopian. Those two for some reason were the worst. It's true though.
No, I'm finished because this sounds so stupid.
I know it's mad to think it.
Sounds so
everyone
stupid.
knows growing up, yeah. Like if you were African, well, okay, especially in Birmingham, bro. Like, and the thing is,
it was bullying.
Everyone wanted to be Jamaican. And that was the thing. And Cindy,
you know what it is?
You have to admit that you even
no,
you wanted,
you know what?
even you wanted to be Jamaican.
It wasn't a matter of me wanting. No, I didn't want to be Jamaican. I didn't. Okay, but I didn't want to be Jamaican. I just didn't want to be like criticised for being African or being like, you know, picked on because oh yeah, she's African. I didn't want to be Jamaican. I didn't want to be anything else because it's not like I would go home or I would go wherever it is and like wish I was African.
Nah, of course not.
I mean, wish I was Jamaican. No, I was happy being who I was, but I was just irritated and a bit upset at the fact that everybody else thought it was a problem. I was like, what do you want me to do about
just
that?
Just ridiculous.
I'm African.
It was silly.
But we went through hell in school. Like, people would just, it's not that deep. People would just basically just reduce your life to this because you're from Africa. And this time they had no understanding of what Africa was. I remember one time someone asked me if I had a lion at home.
Why?
We swing on trees with monkeys.
I think that's fair though, because no, that's not fair. But the things that the media fed us when we were younger, yeah, even now,
everyone's poor. All Africa is full of poor kids. Everyone needs money.
Yeah, no,
and everyone's walking around with their boobs out in the desert.
True. I genuinely thought that the land in Africa was just like cracked ground, like dust, like it was
everywhere.
Just sand, everywhere.
You thought that was it everywhere.
Just misconceptions, isn't it?
Yeah, you know what? It's just lack of education and people just being ignorant and kids being kids at the end of the day.
It's true.
But I didn't really have any like negative misconceptions. Well, that's a lie. I didn't really have as bad of misconceptions about Jamaicans because in primary and secondary and in college and all of that, most of the majority, if not all of the black people were Caribbean, Jamaican to be precise. Yeah. And I remember in primary school, I was the only African person. When I joined, like my life was disgraced. When I joined because I was African. No one was interested in anything else but, she's African. So I was bare confused.
How did they know?
I don't know, they just knew.
Yeah,
they just knew.
I'm joking.
I didn't smell like mothballs.
I'm joking.
Nah, that's rude.
I'm joking.
Rude. I didn't really have that many misconceptions of Jamaicans because I grew up around a lot of Jamaicans. So being Caribbean was kind of like the norm in Birmingham. It's like if you're black, people would automatically think you're Caribbean. So a lot of people automatically thought that I was Caribbean as well, but I was like, I'm not Caribbean. But I didn't really have any misconceptions meeting Marcel because it was just like meeting another black person down the road because it wasn't like, oh my gosh, she's Jamaican. Like, all my friends were Jamaicans, so...
And by that age, yeah, it would have...
It wasn't really...
All those silly misconceptions and that would have been...
Yeah, kind
eradicated. Most of them.
Kind of. But yeah, I didn't really have any...
Me and her mum hit it off straight away though, like... obviously you also have respect for people's mum, so I make sure I call her mummy. Like, anywhere I go, I can't... Like, if you're older than me, I can't call you by your name. It's weird.
I realised that Africans and Caribbeans sometimes, in some occasions, depending on, you know, your household, we address people differently. Yeah. So, like, I remember one time, one of my friends came to my house and she called my mum by her name. My mum was flipping, like, she said to me, never bring that girl in my house ever again. But I think it really helped that the fact that he called her, like, mummy, because it just showed, like, you're not an idiot. Like, don't try to call my mum by her name. I would call people auntie and uncle. I remember, like, I called someone, it was an uncle, I think. I said, uncle, anyway, I said someone, my uncle this, blah, 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 blah. And my son was like, oh, he's like, your uncle? I'm like, nah, not my blood uncle. He's just call him uncle because respect. Of
course, you don't want to just call, you know, close family friends and that, obviously who are older than you. You don't want to just address them as
their names,
their first names. But I think with the Caribbeans, there's a line with us. I feel like African children, I don't say African children.
Yeah, like, Africans growing up.
African people growing up. If they are older than you, it has to be uncle or auntie or like for me. Like even the other day, like we were somewhere and Cindy called me. Like she was in one shop, I was in another shop. She was like, "Yo, I'm with my auntie." I said, "Oh, who? Like, you know, which one?" She's like, "Well, she's not my auntie, but you know, auntie." Yeah, we grew up and she was around. And I don't know what it was about that day. I couldn't bother to be going somewhere and calling someone auntie, and you're not Cindy's auntie, and you're definitely not my auntie. So I don't understand. Like, can I just call you Mrs. Something? Like, I don't want to disrespect you. Like, let me call you Mrs. something or Miss something. I'm gonna call you Auntie. Did you raise me now? Huh? Like, I just think, you know. But again, that's something I've come to learn a bit more. Do you know what I mean? And now I would never dare, like, any of Cindy's family friends. Like, I wouldn't dare call anyone by their first name.
No.
I wouldn't. I couldn't.
Being with Marcel hasn't been that much of an issue per se, because boyfriends and stuff were Caribbean. So, yeah, there were other people before you, love. Sorry. Anyway.
I don't believe it.
So like, it wasn't like, oh, I had to like readjust or whatever, because I've actually never been with somebody from Africa. I've actually never had. No, which I kind of regret. But.
Are you alright?
I'm joking. Marcel's about to chop my head off. I'm joking. I'm very satisfied with this Caribbean scrumptiousness over here.
What are you doing today now? Yeah, that was
good.
good.
The thing is, yeah,
listen, all my African friends out there, yeah? All the African friends, please rate my life when you watch this video. I don't want you to be commenting saying, Marcel, that was rubbish.
No, but you know what it is about him that makes me laugh? Marcel always has to say something at the beginning and at the end of whatever he wants to say. Like, what? And then he always ends with nah or
because that works. Oh yeah.
Or those are the two. And
yeah, because like, those are the main.
What are you doing today? Oh, what are you doing today? Nah. What did you say? Oh, my foot is hurting. Nah. I'm like, and the thing is, he uses nah and oh sometimes in the wrong places, and it's like.
That's what you do with the Jamaican.
It's kind of sad.
Well,
It's funny though.
I'll be honest now. I may open a can of worms here. But growing up,
be careful, because I'm actually gonna feed you later. I can add a little something inside to make you go to the toilets, not to kill you. I'm trying to get married out these streets, boys.
So literally, like growing up and that, I just had a very narrow like mindset when it came to females, and
I agree.
Like I couldn't really be with anyone that was darker than me. Basically, they had to be like light skin or mixed race. Like that was my regime.
You know, one of them guys.
And the thing is, nah. What do you mean him? What do you mean him?
You know, one of those guys. Him.
Like I would say, like silly stuff like, "Oh, you're a nice for a dark skin girl." Like
him.
All right.
I'm just saying him.
If she was a dark skin girl, she had to look good like Gabrielle Union good. That's what I thought at the time, of course. You know.
Him.
But, you know, apart from that, I wasn't really. Nah, like there had to be either my complexion, a bit lighter, or mixed race. That soon changed, and obviously as I became a believer, as I got saved, you know, 2010, 2011, you know, my whole mindset on that obviously changed. But if someone said to me like in 2006, like you're gonna be with an African girl, I would have laughed to my belly bus. Literally, I would have been like, bro, nah, not me. Not me.
Why is that though?
Because just because of what I grew up around, and you know, I don't know. I guess growing up, I never saw a girl that was nice who was from who I thought he was fire that was from Africa. You get me? Or
they probably were from Africa. They were just lying.
That's true. They probably were, but yeah, those are my misconceptions. But by the time me and Cindy got together, like, I didn't ever go through my mind like, oh, she's from Africa. Like by that time, it was normal. I did kind of think about what people may say. And
people had a lot to say. Look, I was saved.
I did that to, you know.
And I didn't have my lion.
Back up a few people, but not like get mad. But I just had to, because you see, when you come out of ignorance and then you hear people talk ignorantly, it's weird. You have to be like, yo, I need to address that now, because I can't. Not just because I'm with Cindy and she's from Africa and I'm defending her honor and stuff, but just because you want to bring knowledge to people. Do you know what I mean? And not every road in Africa is crusty or like has cracks in it. It's just like it's silly things. Like even me going to Cameroon this year was such an eye opener. I cannot believe like the place is like you lose words to describe it. It's alive. The atmosphere is alive. Yeah.
It was really great to have Marcel there with me. Like it was honestly such a great experience, because I was like, oh my gosh, like we've come such a long way to the point where it's like it's mind blowing. Like to know what society was like back a day when we were growing up, how people used to view Africans and the way that Africans also can view Jamaicans, which I'm gonna address that in a bit. But to see us come together and we, you know, we're in the motherland, we're in my country, and it was just overwhelming for me. Like, yo, we've actually come such a long way, and it was really beautiful. I mentioned before, even though I didn't really have any problems with being Marcel or any like misconceptions like that, I knew that there were some that were there within the African community, if you'd call it that. Like, for instance, say the issues that we've had with I've had with people when I mention, yeah, I'm with Marcel or whatever, and this is mainly like family, friends, or, you know, just aunties and uncles.
Aunties. There's no blood. They are not related.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, love that.
Is that good?
No. But yeah, so it's like, okay, then I'm with this guy called Marcel. Oh, okay, where's he from? He's from Jamaica. You're with a Jamaican? Why? Like, what do you mean? Sometimes people just think, it's just people with dreadlocks, they just smoke weed, they have no education, they're just not responsible people. So a lot of Africans have this misconceptions of Jamaicans, but again, like, everybody is different. Like, those stereotypes, we really need to break them, and we don't need to embrace them for like the majority, for everybody. Just because you've experienced this with one person, or you've had a bad experience with someone who's Jamaican or who is from, you know, whatever country it is in Africa, it doesn't mean that everybody from Africa is like that, or it doesn't mean that everyone from Jamaica is like that. Everyone is an individual, and if you don't give people an opportunity to be themselves, you're constantly going to have this stereotype in your mind and stop yourself from enjoying something beautiful as love, because you think, I can't be with him, he's Jamaican, or I can't be with her because she's African. It doesn't make sense. Like, it's not a big deal. Like, he's fantastic, so I ain't got no problems. Yeah. Yes, man. Yes, man. Is that good? Kind of. Oh, I'm getting there. Yes, my love. Yes, my love. That was good. The differences between us and our cultures and stuff is our food. I personally really love Jamaican food. Like, thinking about it, when we're gonna get married and stuff, it's like, okay, so what am I gonna cook the most? I'm gonna cook both, or put both. African. Put both techniques of cooking together. But I feel like Marcel is now more like willing to taste like African food. Like, when we went to Cameroon, it was hard because I was there before him, so it was like I was sitting with my sisters, like, okay, then yeah, he'll probably eat this, he probably won't eat that. No, Marcel's not gonna eat that. But why? Oh, because it doesn't look nice. So a lot of the things, if Marcel doesn't think it looks nice, he'll be like, I don't really know if I want to try it. And sometimes it's very annoying. But like, I think for me personally, I already know like Caribbean food. Like, I'm already used to it, so it's normal for me. But it's gonna take. I think it's gonna take you more getting used to. Yeah, definitely. Than me getting used to yours. Yeah, I think it's okay, but he's a bit annoying when it comes to African food. I'm just, you know what it is? I didn't realise how much. It's not just African food. It's just any food that I'm not used to. I'm just like, I don't know. And like, you don't want to scorn it. You get me? But you scorns. But it almost gets scorned. But I've learned to like love a lot of Cameroonian dishes. I tried ndolo. Was it ndolo? Ndole. Oh yeah, ndole. 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 Yes. Amiondo. Amiondo. Yeah. Which one didn't I like? Ndole, innit? Ndole. You didn't like ndole? Yeah, I didn't like ndole, but I liked miondo. Yeah, miondo. I had a lot of plantain. You know what I love about the fact of plantain? Plantain. Listen, guys, Jamaicans, we call it plantain, innit? It's spot plantain. We call it plantain. Many things are spelled certain ways, but it's not said that way. Plantain. It's plantain. Anyway, it's plantain. Both of us. Our kids are gonna call it plantain. Our kids will call it plantain. It's about plantain. 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 For those who like have had issues with like introducing your partner to your family, or wondering are they gonna accept them or anything like that, like I feel like you should develop some form of understanding with your partner, that you know what, we do come from different backgrounds, and there are a lot of cultural differences within, like, between us, but if you're in a place where, you know, you're either ready for marriage or you know, ready to make the next next step by introducing them to your family. So have a sit down and talk to them about your differences and understand, like, okay, you know what, I love you, and that's what matters. I love you, and we've accepted each other, and we know the differences between us, and we've accepted everything that comes with it. And because other people are gonna have a lot to say about it, like they did with ours. Like, and the thing is, if you are fully convinced that, you know what, I love this person regardless of what society or what our families are going to say, not that you want to be disobedient to your family or, you know, not consider them, it's just, I just love this person. And if you stand on that and you're not, you know, shaken by, okay, then the fear that your family may not accept them, what the worst they can do is say, we don't like her. But over time, like, love will win. And if you just be consistent in your love and present them to your family, just present them to your family, and let them experience the love that you share with one another. I think it's gonna be okay. I mean, I was lucky enough that like my family aren't the type that are like, no, you can't be with someone who is of a different culture or anything. Like, I know there were some people who was like, they have to be from the same tribe as you, they have to be from the same country, like they have to be of the same class and all of that. So it's like, some people go through a lot of like headache from their family, but I've been lucky enough that it hasn't really been an issue for me. It hasn't been an issue at all for me, and that's just because of my family. And I guess you probably haven't had any issues. Or family wise, anyway.
Nah. Family wise, I haven't had no issues at all. I think one of the things I say is that learn from each other's cultures. And the differences, and respect that, but don't allow it to dictate your relationship. I think it's good to learn and have knowledge, but don't allow that to determine how you operate, how you live your lives. Obviously, you know, be led by God always, but I think sometimes the family can have too much say on either side, and everyone's trying to keep everyone happy. You can't do that. You're not marrying your family, you're marrying your wife, or you're marrying your husband. So learn from each other, respect it, acknowledge it as well, because sometimes you realise you have misconceptions about things that you don't really speak about, or like, oh, I didn't know you did that, or you know what I mean, it's good to speak about it, get it out in the open, bring understanding to it, and then just move forward and that.
With one another. One thing that I will add to that is something that someone told us, a pastor told us that did our premarital counselling. He said that it's not two families coming together. When we get married, it's not my family and his family coming together. It's us creating our own family. And I think that's very important, and it changed my whole mindset of our union, because it's not me bringing like bringing everything from my family, him bringing everything from my family, and us having to live with that, because those are still two different like ways of doing things, trying to be embedded in one way, and it's gonna clash. But if we have our understandings from where we're from, and you know, this is our upbringing and this is how we've been raised or whatever, we bring it together and we create our own that works for us. There's gonna be unity, and there's gonna be like, it's gonna be easy to live with one another, rather than having like, oh no, I've done this way all my life, or I've done this way, or my mum cooks like this, or blah 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 blah. But it's us two living together. So that's like, your mum's not involved, your dad's not involved, your sisters ain't about, like, your brother's not here. So it's you two that are going to be living together and building your life together. So don't worry too much about what other people are going to say. Like, just don't invite them to your wedding.
You get me? Gosh, no, Cindy.
Just uninvite them.
No, don't.
Take the invitation back.
Have mercy, have grace on people.
Just take the invitation back.
No.
Just don't need to feed them at your wedding, because if they're going to be bad mind, you don't need to be there. Oh, that's what I thought.
Stop.
Bad mind.
You mean hashtag Jafrican, hashtag Afrimaican.
That sounds confusing. But yeah.
That's what we do.
I love you too.
Great.
Even though you're Jamaican.
I'm glad that's over. Mothballs. That is just a joke as well, guys, because mothballs is not a bad smell. It was just the smell that we you know, that was acquainted with.
Yeah, stop. Yeah.
Okay.
Just stop while you're there. Yeah.
Thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share. Practicing Ruel, you know, friend of God. That's what Ruel means. It says in John that.
No, Marcel. All you're doing is saying goodbye.
You told me to finish.
Oh my God.
Okay, guys, thank you for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share. We've been practicing real well. Yeah.
Ah, cheesy. Cheese balls.
We've been practicing real well. No, she's been practicing real well. This is practicing real well. Please watch the other videos. May they bless you. May they bring encouragement and wisdom. And yes, we'll see you next time.
See you next time. Peace. Peace out. Peace out, y'all. Peace out. Peace out. You fired in my face, you tramp.
Sorry.
That was actually in my face.
I'm so sorry. Sorry.
What's that supposed to do?
I'm getting clear.
From my face? You fired in my face, Marcel. You fully fired in my face.
I was trying to hold it for the whole video. I couldn't just fart online. Is it still going?
Yes.
Oh, I turn it off.
You fired in my face.
There's nothing to see here.